These are the answers to the Chapter 8 station rotation review that we did in class. The first station was solving one-step equations, so this was on section 8.1, and we need to solve them using inverse operations. So the first one, I have negative 0.5x, which means multiplication. So to split that apart, I'm going to divide by negative 1/2, or negative 0.5. And x is equal to positive 50. You could check your solution, remember, by substituting the x for 50, and half of 50 with a negative is 25, negative 25, so that is correct. Part B, we talked about you can move this negative sign up with the 4 in the numerator. And to get rid of the fraction, we have talked about taking the reciprocal, so multiplying it by flipping the fraction. So this would be 5 over negative 4. I can put the 20 over 1, multiply by 5 over negative 4. And then you're just left with y equals 5 times 20 is 100, divided by negative 4 is negative 25. So y equals negative 25. Or you can do the shortcut. Negative 4 divides into 20, negative 5 times, and negative 5 times 5 is negative 25. The second station dealt with a two-step equation. Using inverse operations, I'm going to draw my divider line. First, you're going to add 5.31 to both sides. I can make this 18.00. You have 2.1n is equal to 2331. Divide both sides by 2.1, and you get n is equal to, let me type this on my calculator here, 11.1. So that is your solution to the two-step. Again, even if a problem doesn't say to check, to write down your check, you can always substitute it on your calculator and double check that it works. Station 3, translate the sentence into an equation, so it must have an equal sign, then solve the equation using inverse operations. So we know the key word here is for equals. 6 less than means subtraction. Twice a number means multiplying by 2, and my unknown number we could call n. Now this one's a little tricky because less than is kind of in reverse. So you have to start with twice a number, subtract 6 is equal to negative 22. Some students think it's 6 minus 2n, but because it says less than, the 6 is less than what you started with. So this is a two-step. I'm going to add 6 first to both sides. 2n is equal to negative 16. Divide both sides by 2, and you get n is negative 8. Station 4. Solve the equation using inverse operations. Now in class we talked about two different methods. I will show you both. Method number 1 is dividing both sides by 3, so getting rid of the front number. So then you're just left with a one step. X minus 5 equals 8, and we know to add 5 to both sides, and x is 13. Method 2 is if you distribute the 3 first and then get a two-step problem. So I'm going to distribute my 3. This is 3x minus 15 equals 24. Add 15 to both sides first. You get 3x is equal to 39. Divide by both sides by 3, and x is 13. So you can tell by either method, you're going to get the same answer. All right, halfway done. Station 5 was a multi-step problem involving some fractions. Here's where you have variables on both sides and constants on both sides. So first, I'm going to take away 1/3 x and line it up under the variable so you know what you're combining it with. 2/3 minus 1/3 is 1/3 x. I still have plus 6 on this side, and I have a negative 13 over here. Make sure that you bring this negative sign with your 13. Now I have two things on the left, one thing on the right. So think of your seesaw. Two people are riding on the left, only one person's on the right, and that's a number without a variable. So I'm going to subtract the 6 to join that side. You have 1/3 x is equal to negative 19. To undo the fraction of 1/3, multiply by 3/1, or just by 3, and x is equal to negative 57. Okay, on to station 6. This is a word problem, and we have to do 3 parts. Write an equation, determine how many months it will take for the totals to be the same, and then find the total cost for each site. So I have an online video game site that charges $10 membership fee, and also $6 monthly. Another site charges $6 for their membership fee and $8 monthly. Write and solve an equation to find out how many months. So months is going to be your unknown. It will take for the cost to be the same. So my first site charges $10 fee plus $6 a month. You could say let M equal number of months equals, the other one charges a $6 fee and $8 a month. So your problem looks like this. I'm going to move this over a little bit. All right, to solve this, we are going to collect M terms. So I'm going to take away 6M from both sides. Keep in mind you may not start your problem like I did. There are 4 different ways to start the problem. Then you're going to subtract 6. 4 is equal to 2M. Divide both sides by 2. M is equal to 2. So that means how many months will it take for the cost to be the same? It's going to take them 2 months. Make sure you label your answer, otherwise it would be a -0.5 point on a test. And then I have to find the total cost for each site. So that's kind of like checking your solution. I'm going to take 10 plus 6M and substitute the M for 2, which is 10 plus 12. So that's $22. The other side, just to double check that they're the same, 6 plus 8M. So this is 6 plus 8 times 2, which is 6 plus 16, and that's also $22. So find the total cost for each site. That answer would be $22. Station 7. Another word problem. We got to write an inequality this time. So no equal signs here. A car sales associate receives a monthly salary of $1,700 a month plus $140 for every car he sells. How many cars must he sell? There's your unknown. How many cars must he sell for the monthly must he sell monthly to earn at least 4,500. So that's where I'm going to get my inequality symbol from. So we're going to let C equal number of cars. He gets his 1,700 salary plus 140 for each car, and that has to be at least 4,500. So at the very minimum, it has to be 4,500. I can have that amount or higher. And this is just a two-step. So first you're going to subtract 1,700, what his salary is. And you get 140C is greater than or equal to 4,500. Subtract 1,700 is 2,800. Divide both sides by 140. And C is greater than or equal to 20. So that means how many cars must he sell to earn at least 4,500? He needs to sell at least 20 cars. Keyword at least. So he can sell 20 or more. He can sell 22, 25, anything 20 or more to get at least 4,500. And the last station is just solving a two-step inequality with a special key concept. Hopefully we don't forget that, but we'll start by subtracting 24. It's important on this one to include a negative 3C and not just 3C. Okay, the negative and the 3C drop down. 15 subtract 24 is negative 9. Next step, last step, divide by negative 3. C over here, positive 3 on this side, and my inequality symbol flips direction. Don't forget that. We talked about the key concept, and I'll write a little note here. When you multiply or divide by a negative number, flip that sign. This was my key idea. So don't forget this. Very important. Okay. Now we also need to graph this on the number line. So I'm going to put my target number of 3 in the middle, 4 to the right, 2 to the left. I can put some other numbers on here. I can include 3, so it's a closed circle on 3. Anything bigger than it is going to go to the right. And remember to put the arrow at the end and not just draw the line. Okay, that is the end of the station review. So hopefully you'll find this video helpful as you study and practice for the test.